This is a trade I took on Monday, which ended up being a loser. This is a trade I took yesterday on Tuesday, and this is the result. And this is a trade I am in right now. I took it in Asia, and it's on oil. It's this trade here. It might stop me out. It might hit TP. I don't know. But this is my strategy. It's very simple, and frankly, it's the best reversal strategy there is out there. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. I have a free mentorship program. Link will be in the description. Let's jump into how I analyze the markets and take trades like this. All right. So there are two things that I follow. Number one is the weekly cycle. Now, the weekly cycle is not what you might think. It's simply identifying places where reversals are imminent. By imminent, I mean the probability of price now reversing is higher than when it's supposed to continue. So what exactly do I look for? In our case, Monday sets the high and the low of the week. So assuming that is the high of the week on Monday. On Tuesday, I am looking for something we call a failed breakout at the high of the week. The high of the week. Not the high of the day, the high of the week. This is something a lot of traders who are trading this strategy get wrong. It's the high of the week. Once we get the failed breakout at the high of the week, then I am interested in looking at, okay, the next day. Once we have a failed breakout, the next day tells me to sell if it's at the high. And if we have a failed breakout, so Monday sets the high like that, Tuesday gives us a failed breakout, then the next day, obviously, I am buying like that. Now, when I have a failed breakout like that, you hear a lot of day 1, day 2, day 3. The day of the failed breakout is day 1. So once I have a failed breakout, that is day 1. Now I am looking for day 2. So I want to trade on day 2 as a continuation. But if we don't trigger the low of the day or break out and close outside of the high, I can continue selling like that on day 3. Now, past day 3, that is when everything starts becoming a little iffy. But when I have a day 1, day 2, day 3, like that, I can sell on this day, I can sell on this day. I can buy on this day, I can buy on the following day. That is all I look for. Now, when I see a failed breakout, again, the theory is sell high. So when you are selling high, which high exactly are you trying to attack? Here's the thing. Say for example, on my trading day, let's say Tuesday gave us a failed breakout. On the following day, I have a timing window, whether I'm looking at the markets in Asia, London, or New York. I have a timing window, and I usually like to draw a vertical line to show me where the timing window begins. So the high of the day and the low of the day is the highest point price has reached prior to the opening of my trading window. So this is my high of the day. This is my low of the day, like that. So when I come to the screen, if I'm selling high, I am looking for price to come back to this level. Once price comes to this level, then I can sell high. I am looking for a setup at the high of the day. Nothing else. If I'm inside, there is no trade setup. I want to be selling high or buying low. Now, what exactly am I looking for? Because I am not just selling because we are at the high. I am looking for a very, very specific thing. But before we look at that specific thing, we need to understand the difference between a pin and a breakout. So, for example, if we have a candle that in the first hour, so I don't trade the first hour of my trading window, whether it's Asia, London, or New York. I just wait for the first hour to set the high and the low of the session. Now, in the first hour, you might see something like a breakout. So let's use that as a breakout like that. Or a pin. So first hour, if we break out or pin the high, all I do is I extend my high to that level, because now that is my new high of the day. Now, once I have the new high of the day, I wait for the second hour or the third hour to give me my setup. Now, when we don't have, say for example, this is the high of the day, and the first hour does not really trigger the high or the low, then the high and the low still remains intact, and the first hour doesn't really influence that much. The second hour, I am looking for a breakout. That breakout is my signal, is my cue to look at, okay, this is an interesting setup. Look at it. Let's break this trade down. So, if we look at Monday, Monday set the high of the day and the low of the day, which is the high and the low of the week. And then on Tuesday, we had this failed breakout. So when we have a failed breakout, obviously buy the next day. Now, I'm fortunate enough to be from a place where I have access to all the 3 sessions. So when I woke up in the morning today, I was looking at Asia. And Asia begins at 8 to 11. So that's 23, like that. Now, let's even remove all that. If we look at Asia, we have, prior to the market open, this is the low of the day. In the first hour, this is the low of the day at 2100. And then we had this pullback, and then we had the breakout. Now, I am looking for, again, a very specific setup. I am looking for a dump, pause, breakout for the move up. So it's the pump, it's the dump. So this is the dump. This is the pause. The pause is just 2 consecutive candles or 3 consecutive candles arranged in whatever order. I just want to see 2 green candles, 3 green candles together. Now, once we have this, we have the breakout. This was my entry. And if we look at my entry here, look at the entry. Where was it? It was after the close of this candle. So with a few spreads, whatever, this was my entry. And then my stops a few pips below the low of the day. And then I am targeting the high of the day. Will it hit take profit? I don't know. The same thing on the US Canadian dollar. You can go back test it on your chart. We had a sell signal. So if I'm looking for a sell, I am waiting for price at the high of the day. Now, price did come back. So we have the pump. These 2 candles pump. And then we have 4 candles as pause. And then boom, explosive move breaks out. And then the next candle is the one that comes in. That is my entry. Now, I did get filled out a bit lower, but that was my entry. My stop was up here, and then I was targeting the low of the day. It's as simple as that. Value from today's video, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.